Yeah, I'm ready, baby.
Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craving something scary.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
Killjoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Watch some.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
The collective has spoken.
What's going on, Lethal Collective, on Fridays? Gentlemen, we have arrived. What's going on? What's going on?
We are here. Another beautiful Friday.
That's right.
Yeah, man. And it's
All
July
right.
1st.
There you go.
A new month begins. We're halfway through the year. Insanity.
That's right. Who would have thought?
Dogs
Who
and
would've thought?
cats.
Living together.
Living together.
That was a good one. Hey to everyone in the chat. We see you guys. We got Katie and Jennifer and Denisha and Carrie and Jen and Stella. And I think I see a couple other people. Austin's in the chat. Heather's in the chat. All right. We're ready to rock and roll.
Nice.
Angie's in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Hope you guys are well.
What is up?
Hey, guys.
All right. Well, let's get this thing going. As we all know, I mean, it's, the talk of the town, so to speak, especially in the community. All this Scream 6 news and the Neve news and so forth. Why don't we start this thing off and see what we're going to get with this conversation? Fate, I'll start with you. What do you think about what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, the whole Neve situation. I mean, obviously we don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
that's true.
That's a good point. I mean,
Yes. Oh my God.
I mean, things change. You're right. Things change.
They
It's
do.
true.
They do.
Yeah.
hmm It almost gave me a heart attack too.
I know, right? Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Craven, what do you think?
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 of them?
Yeah. That but do you hear that? Like, that's insane. Like,
It's beyond insane. Two more.
come on. I don't know. I hope. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. That's the goal, right? That's the plan.
yeah.
It
So,
is.
Knight, what do you think, man? That's what I'm
Man,
curious about.
seriously, and I was thinking about what both of you guys were saying, and then
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, it's spot on. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's true. I know.
Yeah,
I
right?
was shocked as well. I was like, what is going on? It's a horror show. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
come on.
I know. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
right.
I know. That's why
It's like,
I
what
can
are
picture
you
you
doing?
saying. That's
it was just
awesome.
one of those things that kind of came into my head, and then I was like sitting back, and when they said that Nev did,
Oh,
Right? It's like, man, come on.
serious, these assholes.
dude.
Dude, you're speaking my language.
Seriously.
You're preaching, dude.
I
Bring
know.
it.
I'm preaching to the.
Gosh, dude.
Yes. I mean, come on. Yeah.
It seriously is,
Wow.
man. Seriously,
Yeah.
I've never been.
Makes you think,
I've never been more pumped up, man. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely makes you think it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of it all, it's like it's one of those things where it's like hopefully, I mean, obviously we don't know for sure if she's returning. But you got to imagine that if she is returning, then it's got to be for the 2 movies, right? You got to have the
Right.
setup and then the follow up. So
That's right.
I don't know, but
That's right.
I'll be
It
curious
is
what
one of
everyone in the
those
chat
things.
has to think about all that, because we just gave you guys a mouthful. That
yeah,
was a
that's
heavy
lot.
start.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, we got Val
very
saying
passionate.
good evening. The general is here. Austin is confused about all this. He doesn't want to take one side or the other. I get it, guys.
I get it.
I get it.
Yeah, that's.
It's
I mean,
okay.
that makes
It's
sense.
all right.
It's
tough.
yeah.
It's all right. Let's see. I saw some other stuff here. I'm gonna catch up to you guys. Angie thinks it's funny though. I mean, there are some fans that are
Yeah,
taking
really?
that path. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Wow.
Yeah. We got Wayne. Wayne saying, "Where is Jake?" Jake's not with us tonight, but he will return for Monday's Q&A lethal stream. So he will be back. He will be back. Let's see. I know I'm far behind here. Malachi's in the chat saying, "Please." Yeah, that's what I was saying too when I heard about
Right.
this. You know, seriously.
Well, Fate's point
Seriously.
earlier was spot on too. How things can change, which
That's
they
right.
did.
On
Anything.
a dime. On a dime.
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Val thinks it's funny
a
too.
lot of people think it's funny. Yeah.
It's funny. Wow.
Really? Nev coming back? Maybe it's funny. I don't know.
But Jason agrees with us, saying, "Good one, guys."
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jason, coming in through clutch. I
I
love
know.
it.
Always
I
in
love
the
it.
clutch. Always. Jason, the
Always.
master of disaster. That's what I'm saying. Austin saying, "I get it. I'm so gullible. Haha." Well, a lot of people, when they heard about this, I mean, look, we were right there too, wondering, is this going to happen or not?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, man.
Let's see.
In fact, when I first saw it,
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too. Absolutely.
It was. I mean, it was shocking. It's just you're just like, oh, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
shocked.
I was shocked too. We got Jason. I want what they want, and every other guy who came over here and spilled his guts and gave everything he had once. For our lethal collective to love us as much as we love it. That's what I want.
Wow. Passion.
I love it.
That's right,
Tearing
man.
up here.
Stallone, right?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. That's good.
Crystal's got a hot take. All this back and forth is ruining Scream a little for me. If this was happening with my OG Halloween, I'd be pissed. Ooh.
Like, so I like that. Something like to touch on is the whole first off, I don't think that the Neve situation, they swearing up a storm.
What?
I don't think the Neve because we all talked about what happened with Neve and stuff like that, and but I got people saying I knew it all along, I knew that this. I don't think the fallout was fake. The fallout was legit. The fallout was real. That wasn't a fake fallout. But that doesn't mean that things could change. It's not like Neve was I don't care what you give me, I don't want to be here. It was I just want to be paid what I think I'm paid for. And I've stuck by it. I do think it is time to move on, but I'm not going to be upset if Nev's in the movie. Of course I want to see her, but I just think that this was your opportunity for a clean break. And now you just have all this back and forth now, what Crystal was saying, it's this back and forth, just constant, roller coaster of emotions that's just taken away from what the excitement is supposed to be, and not just that, but now it's still not confirmed. I mean, it's for all we know, it could not happen, or they cut it, or something happens. It's just, I don't know. But I mean, what do you guys think about it? Craven, what do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, listen, if it's true, I'm very happy, honestly, about it. I hate that it took her having to come out and basically blast them publicly to get it to work. That's a shame. But I also will say, well done to, a Lantern and Spyglass, if they did make it right. If they came back and said, you know what, we messed up, we're sorry, we whatever, and they made an apology and said, how about this? We want you in 6, but we want to lock you in for 2 pictures. We want to get you locked in because we have a much bigger role for you in 7, which is what the rumor is that she's going to be featured in 7. So it kind of follows what we've talked about. Dewey was the OG star for a 5.
Yep.
Gail's going to be the star in New York in 6, and now Gail and Sydney, if this is true,
Right.
is going to be the star of 7, kind of like we all said. And then we'll have the final showdown in 7, ending kind of maybe quote ending the trilogy of the OG characters, especially guys if they kill Gail, which I didn't want them to. I still don't. But if this is true and Neve is back, the chances of Gail dying have gone way up in my book in 6. Like they really are going to do the Star Wars thing that they started with Dewey, and now we lose Gail, and then we have Sydney, which I don't think she'll come back to die. But I think we can lose Gail now more than before. So, but just to answer your question, Fate, about Neve, if it's true, and I did a video yesterday updating my stats, or not my stats, but my percentages rather, and I'm at 80% now that she's coming back, 20% that she's not, which was a big flip for me because I was at 30% that she's coming, 70 no, and when viewer Anon and Mike over at We Watched a Movie revealed he's got an inside source and he's very credible and very good integrity, and his source is selling him the same thing, who's always right. I said, okay, and when you put that with Critical Overlord source, that's 3 that I've talked to, so I felt then that I was pretty much, and again, I'm not saying 100%, but I'm at 80, and I'm going to leave it there until we get an announcement from Spyglass or Neve. I'm not going to go, so I that's personally where I'm at.
When do you think we might get that announcement?
Well, just to finish my thought on that, there's 2 ways I'm looking at it. Number one, my first thought was they want to get it out quickly,
Right.
because they want to look like good heroes now, because they've been looked as villains since the 6th of June. So if I'm them, I want to get it out and say, hey, we're just happy to say things have been worked out, whatever. Neve has come, the bridge has been repaired, or however you want to say it. Mm-hmm. And then they're heroes. Everyone's like, yay, good job, Spyglass, thank you.
Right.
But the other school of thought, the more I've thought about it, is if they come out and verify it publicly, officially, then what they've done is they've revealed to us that this the way this thing's going to go, we've already got Neve in 7,
Right.
and it takes away some of the surprise if they officially announce it.
It's true.
So that's the yin and the yang. The way I don't know, man. I'm kind of easing off my position of they need to hurry up and get it out, because if they do, then they've revealed their hand a little bit. But
yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think about it.
Well, I think it's almost a no-win situation, right? Because they kind of effed up. If everything is true, they're just basing it on if everything is true. We don't know 100%, but I agree with you. I'm probably at about 80 myself percent. Thinking it's going to happen too. But they messed up, with the negotiations in the beginning, and so like you said, they became the villains. So now it's true, PR wise, they would want to get this out, to make it look better, to get the fans galvanized and all that type of stuff. But we still got a bunch of months before this movie comes out. So it's like you said, do they want to play their hand, and if they don't play it soon, I mean, when would they, so it's like you said, if they announce it, then we kind of already got an idea what's going to happen. And it's too bad too, because that would have, if it happens the way, it's being said it was going to happen, which by the way, is the way that all 4 of us have kind of talked about,
Yes.
I mean, we've been talking about this for a long time before we even heard about these quote unquote credible sources. So, but if it happens that way, still, it would have been nice to have not had that ruined, so I don't know.
Because the cliffhanger is not a cliffhanger anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
There's no cliffhanger because we know she's back in set, and it's like, what I'm saying, like, so it takes away all the punch from a cliffhanger that you want.
That's right.
And so they may not say anything. We may have to wait till March 31st to see if she's actually.
Personally, I don't think they are. I actually think it's in their best interest not to, because like you said, outside of like ruining the cliffhanger thing, but like the conversation, you look like assholes right now and all that. By the time we get to the movie, it'll blow over. Like once people see all this stuff and all the trailer stuff, like time will pass, people will forget. Yeah. I mean, the conversation will be like, is Neve in this movie or not? But the people that don't have their finger on the pulse, that's where the real excitement is going to generate from. And then you get to the movie, Nev's at the end of the movie as Sydney, and now that's the conversation. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got to go see this movie!" And so everybody that thought I'm writing this movie off, that's it, it's over. They're gonna see Neve is back in the movie, and then boom, they're gonna be right back into the movie, and they're gonna be watching it again. You know, like I mean, personally, I'm indifferent with Sydney. Like, I mean, like I said, I don't. If she's in it, great. If she's not, I don't care either way. I'm gonna see it either way. I'm gonna. It's I want to know what's gonna happen. I just really wanted to know, like, again, she may not be in the movie, but if she is, I really wanted to know what a Scream would look like without her. And I mean, granted, we still might get that because if she is a cliffhanger, then yeah, I mean, if she's at like the tail end of the movie and it's like a 30-second scene or something, then yeah, then I guess technically it is. But like, I wanted to see what the result would be, because even if she is just at the 30 seconds going and then it fades black, the problem is that she's still in the movie and people are going to want to see that moment. So it's going to affect the box office. I really wanted to see like what is Scream without Sydney, like in the movie entirely, and can it be successful or can it not? That's what I really wanted to see. And yeah, so unfortunately,
you're gonna have to wait till Scream 8, buddy.
Yeah, Scream 12.
Yeah, or maybe 10 or 12. Who knows at this point?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not against. Like, look, like I've had people like, oh, now, like even when I made a video, people were like, oh, I love how you're switched up your energy. Like I've said the exact same thing from day one. I don't care if she's in the movie. Like I love Sydney. I grew up with Sydney. She's my character. Like but at some point we got to move off. All good things come to an end. And if she's in it, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I'm not watching this movie because Sydney's in it. Like, no, but it's just like I'm not against them going a different direction, because she just takes so much away from everything else. What's going on? Appreciate you. And that's my only thing. Is I love Sydney. If she's in it, great. If she's not, then who cares? At least that's me personally.
Yeah, right. I'm happy she's in it. You guys know, I've always said I'm pro Sydney. As far as like continuing, I've always liked I see both sides of it, and I do want a balance. Like I don't want to, I understand like her not being the lead focus of every movie, but I do like her in like 5. She wasn't the lead focus, and that was fine. And I would like to see. I think 7, if they do it right, you could almost have this half lead story. Like you watch, sometimes you watch these shows. I know this is TV, but there's like 2 storylines going on in an hour an episode.
Right.
It's like you're still getting good, but you're getting both. You're getting, so I could see him doing a movie like that where you have Sydney being focused, but you've also got Sam and Tara and whoever's left from whoever survives 6, and they're running simultaneously so that you're still getting both. I think you could do that. So
I just don't want it to be. I just don't want it to be Sydney centric again. Like, I'm all for her being a big part. Like how Dewey was a big part in Scream 5, but the story wasn't about him. Like I don't want to see them go backwards. Like I am all for, like, if Scream 7 has Sydney and she's in 45 minutes of the movie instead of like 15. Like cool, I'm all for that. I just don't want to see like Ghostface is just solely trying to. I don't want to see them do a Scream 3 where it's like her, it's a full circle moment where now it's all about Sydney again. And Sam and Tara are now the thing. Like I want, like, you started this with Sam, finish it with Sam.
Yeah.
You started with these. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to jump in real quick. And just to remind you guys, I know you guys haven't done it yet, but I just want to make sure we don't have it happen. Please, no spoilers about anything. No Stranger Things. Ben, I know you said you saw Men. I don't even want to know that it's insane because I haven't seen it yet and I want to go in blind. So just a general rule that we have for movies, guys, which most of you guys should know this by now. Please, no spoilers at all. I don't want to know if something's good, bad, insane, cool, scary, not scary. I don't want any words at all. Please. Okay. I just want to throw that out there to you guys. All right.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Because we don't want to have to put people in timeout for the stuff like that. That's just
if we're put it this way. Here's a good rule of thumb. If we're talking about said movie or show, we usually will define if it's a non-spoiler conversation or spoiler. Obviously, the first conversation we'd have about a movie or a show would be non-spoiler, or at least in the beginning of the stream. So, obviously, if we're talking about, a movie and we're saying it's non-spoiler, you can speak about the movie being non-spoiler, but if we're not talking about Stranger Things or Men, probably shouldn't even bring it up because that way you can keep yourself. No, for real, it just
No,
keeps you
I know. I
it
get
it,
you.
it keeps you clean because you don't make a mistake. Because
Right.
the thing of it is, all four of us, we love watching movies just like you guys. We like to watch Stranger Things like you guys. But as you guys know, we do a lot of streaming, so there's a lot of I don't know about these guys, but I got a lot of stuff I got to catch up to. So please, no spoilers. Period.
Yep.
All
And,
right.
and not to start this as a topic because the last two episodes of Stranger Things just came out at 2 a.m.
Right.
Central.
Right.
But I just finished the last episode before the stream started. So it's like all in my head right now. It's like all just fresh. And
Don't spoil
if
it.
this were a spoiler stream,
I'm
we
just
would be
playing.
tearing it up.
Craven's ban.
Yeah.
All of a
You
sudden-
put me in timeout.
The screen goes
He just
black.
goes away.
That's
He's just
awesome.
like- well,
But anyway.
for everybody in the chat, because I know how much you all love this, I learned a new interesting science fact. Did you know you will never be smarter than when you are a baby, when you are newborn? Your brain, the baby brain, has double the amount of neurons that the adult human brain does. So their capability of processing information is so much better. There are over hundreds of languages in the world, and what makes up those languages are 800 different types of sounds. We as adults, we can only interpret 40 of those 800 at a time, but a baby can process all 800 at one time. Babies also, when you're monitoring them, they say the random sounds and noises and stuff, right? I mean, these two look just so engaged in this.
Oh, this is high. This is high quality.
I know. Hey,
This is like the Jupiter brain.
People love the Jupiter brain stuff.
Oh,
so
gosh.
There we go.
Did they really?
Oh man, I'm
They
gonna
did.
put a
I
circle
still get
around
asked
that
for
one.
regularly. I still get asked for regularly. But to add to that fact, so babies,
People come up to them on the street.
they're just like, dude, can you tell? Like, I'm just like, yeah, I
The
got
sun,
you.
it's not really a circle.
Yeah, it's the sky's not really blue either.
No,
Just like that,
exactly.
too.
And the grass is really red. I
The
promise.
Earth is flat, but only half of the year.
only 364 days out of the year. But let me finish the point. So babies, when they're making sounds and stuff, what they're actually doing is not actually random noise. Babies' brains are processing that sound to learn how to speak. So, like, if you watch a baby long enough on a monitor, if you actually listen and pay attention, they're saying the same sound over and over and over again. It just sounds like goo goo gaga. But what it is like they're trying to say a word, and then that's how they learn how to say mama, because their brain is processing just everything. And then as you grow, the neurons expand and your adult brain forms. So babies, you may never be smarter than you are when you are a baby. Facts.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because that's the point where you have to learn everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything,
It's true.
So it needs, I think that's awesome.
Fun
Makes
facts
total
with
sense.
Fade.
I'm gonna learn a mind blowing fact every stream or every Friday stream, and I'll just throw out some random.
All right.
Sounds
We're gonna
good.
call it Fun Facts with Fade.
It'll be a segment on this.
Hey man, don't tempt me.
See, people are saying people
I'll get
are loving
no.
it.
I'm saying I'll get a little thing to come up and be like, "Here's Fun Facts with Fade."
I have all kinds of facts. Like I said, I'm a little science geek, so
There you go.
Doctor Fate Spock. Yes,
Wow.
let's do it.
Wow. All right. Anyways, so how do we come back from that?
I'm just
You
kind
know,
of like, well, I guess that's it.
Yeah,
I think
you're
we'll
welcome.
end it there. I mean, that's
The roadmap is ripped up.
It's like,
You're welcome. You know,
so how about
nothing-
Neve Campbell? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even sound right. It's like I can't even.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
why
I
you're-
will say this, and I know this may be a bit controversial, especially with Fate, but I know you're with me at least on this. And Fate, I think you would even, because I've heard you on your videos talk about this as a possibility, and you've opened up more to the idea of Stu coming back, and you have more than you used to be. You have, yeah, and I know you'd admit that. And
Yeah.
so I think that one thing with if this rumor is true, and then we can go on to something else if you guys want, but I do think that. I mean, you guys know who watch my channel. I've already laid out how Stu can come back plausibly without Neve, it doesn't really matter that she's there or not. However, we do all agree that having her when he comes is a bonus because you get that showdown that we've all talked about at the end. And so when I saw the rumor about this being tied up with 7, the first thing I thought of was all the stars are lining up. I mean, everything is lining up perfectly for this to happen.
It really is.
It is, man. I'm telling you, more than ever, especially with her having the bigger role. So all I'm going to say is I want to see if you guys agree with me that the odds of Stu, of them actually bringing him back, are legitimately real, like really going up higher with that news. If it's true. What do you guys think?
I agree. I think it's definitely it's going up and up and up and up, and it really, and again, this is if what we've heard is true. So let's just assume it's true.
Yeah,
okay?
we keep saying that. I know because we're so.
But let's just
conscious.
assume.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't want people to be like, well, Knight said.
Yeah, exactly.
What? Nev went to Russia instead of doing Scream, but Knight said, no. We're gonna assume that it's true.
Okay.
But the fact of bringing Kirby back, the things that we've heard, the pictures that we've seen, the idea of the survivors being in the target, it all does really play into that percentage going higher and higher for Stu. And not only does it make sense, but it would work really, really well. Not even, counting in the fact that we all love Matthew, and it'd be great to see the reunion, so to speak. But story-wise, it's really working in so nicely. And I just, what I can't wait for too is when it's all said and done, and we get these 2 movies. And again, assuming it does happen, and we can kind of look back on the journey to get to these places and how, we were tiptoeing here and there and wondering and hoping and praying and this and that. I think it's going to be such an interesting thing to look at the whole picture once it all happens.
True.
I think so. I really do.
Especially if they that's a hard thing to say together, do that. If we look back and how they might have it positioned in a way that you actually see how Stu was involved in the entire trilogy. He was there for 5, and which I've been talking about since it came out. There's little clues, and that will be interesting. And I'm really curious to see 6 as well, of course. And I'm looking for breadcrumbs. I'm not looking again for anything really overt at all. Just little things here and there. I'm hoping to see that continue to point us over. But that would be real interesting to look back at the trilogy as a whole and see his involvement. That would be great. Yeah. Fate, how about you, buddy? Or Knight, go ahead. If you were done, I don't want to cut you off.
No. Oh, and Marquise was saying, how is Stu still living? How did he get out of jail? Tell me.
Great questions. Go ahead, Knight.
No. I'll let you do it because that can segue to some wonderful things that you've talked about and done.
Yeah. Well, look, so this, for the sake of this not turning into a Stu stream for the rest of the time, I'm going to put a link here. I think I'm a moderator on here, aren't I? Hopefully. I'm not sure. If not, Knight, hey, Knight, I'll just make it simple. I'm just going to send it to you, Knight, okay? In the private chat.
Just have Carrie put it in the thing.
Carrie, I didn't even think about that.
She is the fact. I mean, man, she's
so quick.
She is. She's like
she's on it.
She doesn't play around, man.
So Marquise, those are great questions. And right now, here you go, Knight. I just put it in the private chat.
Okay.
There's a video that you need to see that will go into detail 20 times deeper than I could get to in this Lethal Collective stream. It's called The People versus Stu Macher. And it was a 3-month preparation that we put into this. It's an event, is what it is. But what we do, and Knight was actually a part of it too, and Fate was actually a part of it as far as some of the objections and things. So what it is our response to 15 of the most common objections and questions regarding Stu. Could he have survived? Should he come back? Could he come back? How could he come back? And these are some great questions here. How is he alive? We addressed that right at the beginning with very detailed analytics, data, scientific stats, stuff is not it's not just stuff we're making up. We have actual slides to show you the statistics of survival with his injuries, and they're very compelling. I think you'll be very. In fact, Knight, we were talking the other day. I've had now several people, not like just one, over a handful that have reached out to me and said, "This actually changed my mind."
Right.
When I watched this and just looked at the information,
Right.
I realized that this is actually plausible. He actually could have survived that,
Right.
which is
right.
really cool. And it was never our intent. And it's the last thing I'll say about it. Our intent was never to try to change your mind. Our intent was just to say, here's why we believe he is alive. Because it's not just based on blind faith. It's reasonable to believe
Yes.
he's alive. And
That's
and
right.
that was all this was for. It was this to show you we're not insane and just fanboys because we want him back. There's real reasons to believe he's alive. It's real,
Right.
and that's all. And if someone changes their mind, that's great. That's a bonus. But that was never the intention. It was just to show that we're not those are just Stu boys. No, actually, this would apply to any character, any person, even you and me in real life. So
Right.
anyway, so Marquise, that's all I'll say for now. Go check it out. Check the link out. Promise you it's not a waste of your time. It's very thorough. So let us know. Come back and let us know
Absolutely.
Monday what you think.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yes, thank you, Carrie. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. That would be amazing.
We're
Real
not even
quick
in the
too.
30s, man. Come on, guys. We're
Really, how many we got?
27.
All right,
Bears.
Dude.
Carrie, if you can keep track of that for us, that'd be
Do you
great.
need
He
more
said
fun
embarrassing.
facts? Is that the?
I think that's maybe why we're not in the 30s. No,
More
dang.
Jupiter brain tangents.
No
All right, so
Jupiter.
look, Crystal has a question for us. This was interesting. A question for all three. I saw an article listing top 10 final girls in Horror Hound Mag. Danielle Harris was in the top 4, which I thought was shocking. What are all your top 4 final girls? Ooh, you want to go first, Fate?
That's
We'll put it this way.
I mean,
Do you think
Nev's going to be number one for me?
Okay.
Nev's got to be number one. Laurie Strode, just because of what she means to like horror in general and just like everything. I think her character is really hit or miss in some cases as far as like final girls, but I have to put her up there. I always really like Trish from Jeepers
Friday
Creepers.
4? Oh.
From Jeepers Creepers, but I don't know if I don't think I'd put her in my top 4. Ripley, yeah, from Alien, probably have to do that. I don't know. That's what I got for now. What about you, Craven? That's 4 technically. I just don't think I'd put Trish in my top 4, but I gave you 4. So,
but you definitely wouldn't put Danielle Harris in your top 4.
No, I wouldn't put Danielle Harris in the top 4.
Okay.
I mean, although she is awesome, but I mean, she'd probably be in my top 10 somewhere. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I don't think I'd
more as an actress rather than just one role.
Just for the role. Yeah. I mean, that's why I wouldn't put like Trish in the top 4, like things like that. Like, I think that, I think you gotta put. I think you gotta have at least, you got. I mean, I can understand Nancy. Like, I thought about putting Nancy in it, but the problem with Nancy, like, she's one of the original Final Girls, but like as far as like the body of work, things like that, I think that there's people I'd put over her. Like I'd put, I'd put Sydney, I'd put Lori, I'd probably put Ripley, I'd probably put, things like that.
All right.
Well, okay. For me, I'm going to have to go Sydney, Lori, and Nancy. And for 4 is where it starts getting hard because Ripley's a great choice. I mean, the one I always want to say is Samara Weaving from Ready or Not, even though it's just one movie.
I know.
Just because she's so tough in that movie, dude. I love her.
She is fantastic.
She's so great, and I want to lean towards putting her in there. I mean, heck, it's my list. I'll put her in there. I don't know her character's name, but Samara Weaving, dang it, at number 4 for Ready or Not.
Does Sydney count? Cindy from Scary Movie? I mean,
Cindy does not count.
She's been in 5 of them.
Oh, man.
She survived Ghostface. She survived, the House on Haunted Hill. She survived.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, so for me, I'm going to go... All right, I got to go with Lori, Sydney, Ripley, and Nancy. That's
Yeah.
that's where I'm
What
going.
about Julie from I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Get out, man!
No
Come on.
way.
She
No,
was
I
in
mean,
2
don't.
movies. She survived 2
No, no,
movies.
no. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think she's. I don't think she. I wouldn't put her above Nancy Thompson from the Nightmare movies. Heather
can't.
I
Langenkamp.
probably would have
Come
put
on,
her
man.
above Nancy, but I mean,
Yeah.
as an
She might be in the. She might be in the top 10. Maybe I'd have to really
Maybe.
think beyond 4 because it does get a little tough after 4. You
Yeah,
you
it
also got
does.
you got some other people there too. I mean, I know, and I know Craven's gonna get a kick out of this. I know that she was treated so poorly, and thrown away in the trash. But I gotta give credit to Sally Hardesty. I mean,
Sally.
she was one of the real OGs. So she'd have to
True.
be in my top 10 too.
That's a
Just
good
just
point.
just out of legend.
Hey
But
man, that's
anyways,
100 times more respect than the filmmakers gave her in the last movie. So that's good.
Oh,
No
shit.
respect for her. That was
I
terrible.
know that was horrible.
I said, how, and I know I say all the time, but I still can't believe it. Like, how do you put this woman in the trash? Like, you throw her in a trash pile with garbage sacks. It's horrible. It's so metaphorical. It's terrible.
And the way you did it, it's like, dude, there is no way, man. Like, come on. The saw went through her and bent around her 3 times. That's how bad it looked. It's like,
Man,
come on.
So I
Ugh.
just looked up. Den Geeks has the 13 best final girls in horror movie history. I don't know if these are in order. It doesn't look
You
like
would
it.
think
Just
they
looks
would
like the
be.
names. But I mean,
No.
if it is in order, then the very first name that pops up is Sally Hardesty from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No,
I could see
then
that.
if this is in order, number 2 is Jess Bradford. From Black Christmas, 1974.
Yeah, that's probably the
Um,
order they're going.
yeah,
Jamie Lloyd, Halloween 4.
Really?
really.
Yeah.
Over Laurie
And
Strode?
5.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
she
that
has.
that that's
No.
that's that
Then,
call. You know
then
what?
maybe
Na-
it's out of
uh,
order.
and then next is Christy Cotton from Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. Yeah, she was in
She was
3.
in 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then you have Dana Polk from Cabin in the Woods. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Cabin in the Woods.
Great
I mean, it's
movie.
even my intro for the collective. But come
Yep.
on, that's
I never
insane.
think of her as like
The
that.
final girl. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Right.
never do.
Sarah
Yeah.
Carter from The Descent. That's not a bad one. I
Dude, The
especially
Descent was so
so
good.
good.
I love that movie so
Yeah.
much, man.
I gotta see it,
Seriously.
man. I still haven't seen
That's
it.
right. You
Ooh.
haven't seen it.
No,
Dude, you
I've
know
not
what?
seen it.
All right. I know we keep saying this. I know we keep saying it. But you're here too, Fate. So seriously, we should do the Descent watch party.
we should.
We
We
really
should do
I
it
know
on a Lethal Collective broadcast.
that's what I was thinking. Do it for the Lethal Collective.
Yeah.
Let's plan it out at least a week, if not,
Mm-hmm.
at least a week, right? And really pump it up.
Yeah.
And really put it out there and hopefully get some of our viewers that do a lot of groundwork for us and really get out there. I think we should do that, seriously.
I'm all in.
You guys in the live chat, let us know
Yeah,
what you think of that. Would you join us for a watch party of The Descent with the Lethal Collective?
First
what I
time
wanna
watch
know.
for me too.
Yeah,
First time watch for Craven, and the first time we'd ever do a watch party
On
on
the
the
stream,
Lethal
yeah.
channel.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. What about Aaron? What about Aaron from Your Next?
Dude,
They're
she
on the
was
stream.
so
She was
cool.
great.
I loved her so much.
That's on my watch list as well.
Yeah.
That one got away from me. Haven't seen it.
Wow.
Mia Allen, Evil Dead, 2013. Mia was all right. 2013
Mia was good.
remake was pretty good.
It was.
Gail Weathers, Nancy Thompson. No, it's
Yeah.
got to. This is got. It
gotta
can't
be
be
out
in
of
order. It can't be in
No.
order. It has to be from 13 to 1. I mean, it doesn't have numbers on it, so that's my problem. Sydney
Oh.
Prescott, and then Laurie Strode. It's got to. Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, 13 to 1.
Yeah, and then they have Ellen Ripley. Looks like number 1. Yeah, Ellen. So from number 1 on would be Ripley, Laurie, Sydney, Nancy, Gail, which is fair.
Yeah,
Mia
yeah.
Allen, Erin Harson, who she was fantastic.
Mhm.
Sarah Carter, Dana Polk, Christy Cotton, Jamie Lloyd. That makes more sense to have her at
Yeah.
towards the top. Jess Bradford, and then
Sally.
Sally Hardesty.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
that
I
makes
think,
more sense. Top
yeah,
13. I think that's a fair
yeah.
list.
it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah,
I
because
think
I was like,
so.
there's no way. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Because Sally and Jess, they were in one movie. Well,
Yeah.
Sally technically too now, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they were so iconic, and those movies were so iconic that they should be on the list. But I wouldn't have them higher than the people above them. That's cool.
Now,
Yeah.
Christy Cotton, her family makes candy, right?
What?
Cotton candy, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
I had to, man.
Ooh.
I had to do it.
All right, let me catch up with some of these guys. That was bad. Oh man. Let's see.
I was watching the episode real quick. A Sledgehammer. You remember that show we talked
Yeah.
about here?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
Not you remembered it, and I
do.
can't remember Fate if you remembered it or not. It's like from the '80s.
I don't.
There's only 2 seasons. Okay. And I'll never forget a scene where Sledgehammer walks into his captain's office and there's a guy there, and he says, "You ever heard of Clyde Winston?" He goes, "Makes cigarettes, doesn't he?" He was just like, I'll never forget that. And he was deadpan delivery. And
Oh man.
anyway, every time I hear opportunities like that, I have to jump there.
Right.
That's right, Crystal. Craven dad jokes. That's going to be one thing I'm going to always be known for in the collective.
See, we should have a segment where like
Yes.
I give a fun fact and then you say it and then you say a dad joke.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
All right.
Totally.
You guys are crazy. Angie is saying, do you guys think Emma Roberts will come back as Jill alive or a flashback since Hayden is coming back as Kirby?
I can
Guys,
see a
go ahead.
flashback.
I got juice on that, but you guys go ahead. If you got,
I don't think she'll be in the actual movie. I could see her as a flashback though, especially with Hayden. I just think as an actual character, I don't think it's gonna happen. I know Emma Roberts, she talked very highly and was like, I'd love to come back, stuff like that. I don't see the point. It's just you already have so much going on. Are you really gonna bring Jill back into this fold? Like I just think that it would be, I already feel like we're super convoluted. Like you want to. I just think that would make things so much more worse. But yeah, so.
I think it's possible for a flashback. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I don't think she's going to come back, but I definitely think a flashback is very highly possible. So, what about you, Craven?
yes. So I am trying to find something here to send you, Knight.
Okay.
And I'm not finding it. But I will say that darn it, I wish I had thought of this earlier. So, okay, when I was talking to Chris, which was from Discover Montreal. Don't know if you guys have had a chance to see it yet. I posted. It's a video on my channel on Monday, this past Monday this week, and I was looking here about. I don't see it. Darn it. Okay. Well, anyway. So we talked for like an hour, and it was an amazing video. He goes into detail about everything there on site in Montreal, and very informative. He put together maps showing locations of where they're at in the city, lining up stuff. It's really cool. So if you guys want to deep dive into the filming location in Montreal, go check it out. It's really cool. I'm going to have him back this month for a live stream, so you guys can ask interactive questions with him. But here's the thing. He was telling me the scoop, and he saved it for the end of the video. And I said, let's save this for the end. And so I didn't even know what he was going to say. Excuse me. And he said basically what's happening is the filming has all moved into sound stages there. They're not filming on practical sites right now. They're in Mel Studios, which there's like 4 or 5 of these huge sound stages, like where you build full-size houses and like they did Stu's in 5. It's just like that. And what he said is that they are building sets in these stages, and that one of the houses they're building is a large sorry, my throat's cracking up, a large white house with a wraparound porch. Now, there's 2 things, and I wish I had this picture. Not, it would be powerful.
It was a cool picture too. Yeah, I saw the video because you
Yeah.
showed it during the date with the snow and also from the movie. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So the picture, first thing I thought of was, it says it sounds a lot like Neve's house from Scream 1. And then we talked about that, but then what it sounds like to me more is if you pull up a picture of Kirby's house in Scream 4. It is a wraparound porch. It matches the description perfectly. So what I think, this is strictly my opinion, I think it's Kirby's house, Woodsboro 2011, and it is going to be a nightmare sequence that she has, or it could be a flashback. I think it's going to be a nightmare sequence in the house. You're going to see the house and everything. And I believe she's going to have nightmares, and she's going to be dealing with this PTSD after all this time. And I would not be shocked if Jill Roberts shows up in that nightmare scene. I mean, may not, but I really believe it's not Neve's house. I think it's Kirby's house.
I could see, like I said, I think absolutely she could be in like a nightmare scene or like a flashback or something like that. I just think like her actually coming back, I don't see it. Not just that, like even if she did come back, why is she in New York?
Well,
you know, like what,
but here's
how long was she in prison for? Like, you know, stuff like that. Like, you know, she's only in prison for 10 years after murdering all those people. Like,
yeah. But here's the other thing too. I know we want to see Emma Roberts come back, but wouldn't Kirby have the nightmare about Charlie?
I don't know because Kirby and Joe, they were friends. They were best friends. You know what I mean? Like she didn't really. I mean, she kind of had a crush on Charlie, but
well,
you know,
I mean,
it's not like they were hanging out every day.
He's the. Well, I was just about to say he's the one that killed her. He's the one that almost killed her.
Yeah, but I think it'd be more impactful. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like, you know, like if your best friend, you know, just decided to try to kill you one day, you know, and he's the mastermind. Yeah, maybe he didn't do it directly, you know, or it'd be like, you know, like your girl, like if you're, you know, like if my girl had somebody try to kill me, it's like, you know, I'm not gonna be thinking about them. I'm gonna be thinking about like the person I cared for and loved did this to me. You know, that's kind of my thing.
And another thing too, let's be honest. If Rory Cochrane or whatever his name is, McCulkin, see there, that actually leads to my point. Is that if this guy has a, I don't think
my cock in your what?
Look,
it sounds like a setup to a bad dad joke.
It does.
What do you think?
Honestly, I couldn't remember his name.
What? My cock in your mouth.
Yeah, McCulkin, Rory McCulkin, not McCulkin, McCulkin. Knight's completely lost it. He's off camera now.
I'm gonna use that joke on somebody. I swear to God.
Oh my gosh! You know. Man.
I'm like, what do you think? What do you think about Rory McCulkin?
No,
Rory McCulkin. What? Rory McCulkin.
I thought that was his name. My point is, the guy is not a well-known actor. Like
Knight's crying.
I'm just. My point was.
I don't know. Every time he does it, like.
Oh my gosh, dude! I've never seen Knight laugh like this ever since I've known him. Look, I'll let Knight get his composure because.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. Look,
Lord.
The point I was gonna make was he could be in a nightmare scene too. No one would know he's there. No one cares about this guy. He's not. It's not like an Emma Roberts, right, or a Kirby. That's all I'm saying. He's a lesser known, not as popular actor. So I could see them easily bringing him in for a day just to do a couple of nightmare sequences. To your point, Knight, you know, but Emma is what's going to give us the bang for the buck, you know. So anyway, just my thoughts.
You don't want McCulkin in your mouth.
Stop it, man.
Nightmares.
No,
you don't want that in a dream sequence.
No, you don't. I already got you with the knife. You don't need.
You don't need to see my cock in your dreams.
Oh my gosh!
All right,
harsh.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. There was another question in here too. All right. Crystal says, of course it's to me. Knight, are you ready for the 4 to 5 year Halloween drought after ends? Pouring one out for my Halloween homies. Yeah, you know, Crystal, look, I think that, yeah, it'll be a little bit of a sadness in a way because now we've been in this mode of having, you know, Michael around for the last, you know, it'll be 4+ years. But the flip side of that is that, you know, we've been talking about Michael, for 4 plus years. So, there'll still be a lot of conversations. We're gonna have 3 movies. When Ends comes out, I know myself, I can speak for myself. I'll be talking about that for quite a while after it comes out. There'll be new discussions about how it fits into the franchise and so forth and so forth. So I think we'll be okay. It's been a fun ride, and I've said that to a lot of people, especially folks that obviously in these live streams or in my own or my videos, we have some fans that are, they're frustrated, or they don't think that this next movie or this last movie will stick the landing and all these different things, and that's fine. You can have your opinion, but at the same time, I try to look at the fact of it's so great to have Michael around and having these movies to have discussion about, and I think everyone, even if they're not fans of, particular moments or things in the movie, you got to admit they've really taken a lot of care to try to present these movies in the best way, whether it be the settings, the mask, some good actors, and trying to have some character development and doing some different things in a 45-year-old franchise. So those are a lot of positives that can't be denied. Those are facts, So
Just the facts, baby.
just the facts, baby. You got to dream, baby. You got to dream. But anyways, Crystal, but let me know how you're going to be feeling about it. Craven, what do you think about this?
Well, I'm not convinced it's going to be a 4 and 5 year gap. I honestly don't. If this thing comes out and it breaks $200 million, which I think it could, I really could, because 18 did 240 or some ridiculous number,
Right.
and if they don't do this, if they don't drop it with streaming like they did for Kills and make you go
Yeah.
to the theater, I think it could do 200, and especially with all the hype around Ends and the final thing, and
Oh
with
yeah.
with Lori, all this stuff. I honestly don't think Malik is going to sit back for 4 or 5 years because that's a lot of money. I think he could say, you know what, I'm gonna sell this to, or give the rights to, sell my rights to someone within the next year, and then a year later they could start production, and then by 3 years we could have another Halloween movie. So I'm gonna move it sooner. I think 3 years is the top if it does over 200, because that's so much money. You
It
just
is.
Why would you wait 4 or 5 years if you can make another 200 million sooner?
Right.
So,
Right.
just my thoughts on it. I think it's such a money-driven business, and it's not like you're going to run out of writers. There's people that are just begging to write these movies, right?
True.
And
Yeah.
so, it's not. There's no shortage of creative people in Hollywood that you can hire. So, I think the money drives the business. Therefore, I'm going to say 3 years as the tops.
All
Do you
right.
guys think? Do you guys think that they that they continue this story, or they tell an entirely new story? Like
If I
let's say Halloween Ends does, like, let's say it does like 300 million, and they're like,
right.
we need to keep this going. Do you think that they, like 2 years later they release all new like thing, or do you think they continue the story with
Well, I would
whoever
say
survives?
I would say anything is possible, but if you see my latest Halloween video, if that happens, then the Malik might be in a little bit of a bind there as far as starting a new timeline or not. But anything is possible. If it makes all that money, it would not surprise me them trying to connect it to this trilogy. Connect it to this timeline. They can connect it to this timeline without necessarily following it straight after the trilogy, just like 2018 was, 40 years later. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me if they did that. My initial thought, and of course, things might change, especially with the trailer, who knows? My initial thought is that they would go into a new timeline. That was my initial thought. But like I said, anything is possible, especially with, and I'm not saying that they don't, because they do take great care, or at least I should say this filmmaking group has taken great care with the franchise. But the Akkads, man, they're just, like you said, Craven, they're just like, hey, hey,
Exactly.
we just made $200 million, 200, whatever.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
anything's possible. Anything's possible. What do you think, Craven?
Yeah. So what was your, so refresh me your question, because I'm still stuck on the timeline.
No,
Well,
I was saying, do you think that they continue this story? Like,
Oh,
say
oh yeah.
Halloween Ends does fantastic. Do you continue that, or do you think they just make a whole new? timeline, whole new story, whatever.
Yeah. So I think it starts fresh. I do. I think that, and now it could still be Michael Myers, but I think it's a 20-year-old Michael Myers, and it's completely new protagonist, completely new people, and it's this brand new. It is a reboot, but with the same villain. That's what I think they'll do. I think the Strode family line dies in this film, and that's it. That's the last one for the Strodes.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
do.
Ooh.
I don't even think Allison's going to go. I think this is it.
Oh, wow. All right. Did you? Well,
Hot take.
Do I need to do a video on that night? I've got you stumbling for words.
Well,
Maybe I
no.
haven't done a video on that yet. Maybe I should.
Yeah, my latest video, and for you guys in the live chat, if you haven't seen it, check it out. My latest video, and I think that this is quite possible. Michael kills everyone.
That's what I was about. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't even see your
Everyone
video.
dies.
Yes.
Laurie, Allison, Hawkins, Lindsay. Now, I did say Lindsay's either going to die, and it's very likely, or
She's the only one that
she gets to.
survives.
What?
I said she's the only one that survives.
Well,
Hey,
well,
Lindsay.
she might leave town because she has shown a penchant for being kind of, and I don't want to say lucky smart, but she seems to always kind of get out of things, like even as a little girl, she's sitting there mesmerized by the TV, and Michael's just standing there, probably thinking, "This chick gets it." She understands, whatever, instead of killing her. So she's been really lucky in this franchise. So it wouldn't surprise me if she like leaves or something happens that she's taken out of the story but not killed. But I have a feeling that instead of evil dies tonight, it's going to be evil wins tonight. And it completes the whole mantra of 78
Yes.
that you can't kill the boogeyman. Evil cannot be destroyed, at least not in the means that most people think. So I think that's what's gonna happen.
I'm
Now
leaning
again,
that way.
things could change. The trailer might be making some mistakes like Scream 5 did and show us something that make me think differently. Hopefully that's not the case, but that's what I'm leaning towards. That Michael's gonna win this thing.
Yep. Everyone's going to think I'm just ripping off your video because I haven't had a chance to see it yet. But that is exactly what has been on my mind. And we've even talked about it tonight on our streams together. And
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
we've talked about this. I really think that's the way you make people very, very angry. As Jamie Lee said, you're going to tick people off. They're going to be upset with this movie. And what better way to end it than Michael to win? Just kill everybody. Hawkins, Laurie, Allison, and he's the last man standing with his knife going into the cave. And that's it.
And that's it. And it fades. You hear the breathing and it fades. Boom. That's it. And he walks off into an undetermined future. And this timeline is done. So we've done a couple things. We honored Carpenter, with the 78 vision. We won't have to worry about an old Michael because this timeline is done. He just evil keeps on walking. That's what happens.
That's right.
So we can start with a new timeline or whatever, a couple years after it. That's what I think.
Fate, what about you, man? Are you in on that theory, or you're going opposite?
Unfortunately, yes. I think that I do. I think that Michael's going to win. I don't think they're actually going to kill Michael. I would like to see this trilogy be like a conclusive, definitive ending, but I just don't think they are. I just think that it's going to be like how every Halloween is, where basically the end result is Michael is either you hear him breathing or like Knight said he's walking away or whatever. I just think that ultimately that's going to happen. I do think Allison survives though, because not just that, like even if this is the end, if you keep Allison alive, then you don't lock yourself into anything, because like they don't know how success. Like, what if this movie makes $500,000 or $500 million, something ridiculous? Do you really want to kill Allison and now you have to start from scratch? Or what if people want you keep Allison alive? It gives you the potential. It doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean they will, but it gives you the potential to expand this universe if need be. It gives you the potential to, continue the story if need be. And now it's Allison, and now you can do a story with Allison, character that people connect to, character that people, appreciate and value, and all those things. So, but yeah that's kind of. But I'm pretty confident that it's going to be one of those things. Soon, I was talking to her about a week or so ago. I just got a lot lot going on right now.
A lot.
I just, and I don't want to bring her on just for like, oh, come on for 20 minutes and then I got to kick you off. I want her to be able to be herself, talk, all that stuff. But believe me, she wants to come on. So
speaking of Nancy, I've been texting with her today and yesterday. She's going to be coming on in July, and I'm waiting for her to get back with me on some dates. So I thought what I would do for this time, because normally I do different things. I had her for watch parties, interviews, the whole thing. So I think for July, I'm going to bring her on just as a guest to interview again, kind of pick up where we left off on the first time we met, and have her share some more stuff and have a Q&A, that kind of thing. Just talk about the business. She's also in some new movies coming up, which is really cool. And I'll let her break what they are, but they're independent horror films. But she's got a couple of roles she's about to start filming, and a large role coming up. I think in August she's going to be filming as a large role, and I'm very excited about for all of that. And so I'm going to bring her in and let her just talk to us about these movies, and we can start hyping up these independent films and make sure we all watch them. So stay tuned, ladies and gents. And one last thing, real quick, I just noticed we got 674 subs. We're trying to get to 1,000, but right now we're just trying to get to 700.
Right.
We're 26 away to get us to that 700 mark, which man, guys, when we get to 700, we're like with that close to 1,000. We are almost there. So if anyone's visiting here today that's not subscribed yet,
what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Literally.
Literally, please do us a favor. Smash that thumbs up. Well, that too. But smash that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000. And you guys always are doing an amazing job as guests come in and subscribe. So we greatly appreciate it. And I'd love to see us get to like 680 before the stream's over, which would be pretty awesome. But any movement would be great. Yeah.
And I will say this, and I think that, and again, it's a credit to all of our supporters, all of our viewers, all of our friends, and so forth and so forth. But the fact that we're this close to 1K, we're literally right around the corner, I think speaks to the community that we're a part of, and you guys that support us, because and I've seen a lot of other YouTubers, like, everyone's teaming up now in twos or threes or fours or fives or whatever, and it's not easy to do, because if you're a content creator, you got so much stuff on your own plate. But we've spent these months trying to really make this happen, and to really dedicate now 2 times a week, for usually averaging about almost 2 hours, to do this, and so far so good. So if anyone is out there that hasn't subscribed to us yet, we'd really appreciate the support. And for any of you guys that do have the ability to share us out, or pass it on to other people, it just helps out. Every little bit helps. It really, really does.
Yeah.
And also, thank you, Carrie, because I'm right around the corner from 3K. So thank you so much.
That's
thank
right.
you so much.
And
Thank you.
Nightwatch is getting close to 3K. And
Thank you.
while we're talking about subs, guys, I only need 4 more subscribers to hit 5,300. I'm at 5,296. So if I just 4 more away from 53. And trying to get to 6K, on my little journey over here on Craven. Knight's on his journey to 3. Fate, you're on your journey to what, 8? You're knocking on the door.
I'm 2 subs away from 7,400.
There you go.
So I'm at 7,398.
So guys, come on, man. Fate needs 2. I need 4. Knight needs not a whole lot more than that to hit his goal.
Yeah, you only need how many? You need like what, 10 more or something?
No. I need more like 70 or something like that.
Oh,
okay. That's still very doable. So yeah, heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, guys?
It'll get there.
Oh yeah. So
it's
I'm
also,
just so
it's also
excited
slow.
to see us.
It's also slow season too for all of us.
Yeah.
Like we're all talking about it. Like like I was getting 20 to 30 subs a day. Now I'm getting like 3 to 5 a day.
Yeah, same.
Like,
It's dropped way down.
Yeah, I think it's just people are out more at summertime. People are doing this, that, the other, school's out, stuff.
That's
So,
right.
people
Yep.
are families are going on vacations and stuff. So,
Hmm.
because I think it was the same thing for me last year too. I think this time last
Yeah,
year it was like
Oh,
very like
was it?
slow
it
grind. I
goes
think so.
in phases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially all of us in this community. Once we get to around like I think it's usually like around late August, September. That's when it starts ramping up because that's when people are much more, you know,
When you're
watching
getting
horror
closer to
movies
Halloween,
and
so all the horror
Halloween. Yeah,
movies and stuff are coming
yeah.
out.
That's
So people
true.
want to
So that'll
know. People
that'll
are
be
updated.
when we're ready to go.
Yeah,
And
man.
Heather, thank you so much. And yes, you can still come and show your love on my live stream, which will be at 8:30 tonight. I know we're doing all these plugs, but I will
Go
be
for it.
live at 8:30, and it's going to be a really really cool episode, at least near and dear to my heart. So it'll be really really cool. So thanks a lot, Heather. I appreciate that. You all right?
What movie are you doing tonight?
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, that's
No.
right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Woo. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to give anything away, but a lot of them you wouldn't think, but it's a lot of great things in it. So
Cool.
yeah, I never heard that cry laugh from Night.
I want to. That's clip worthy. Like I need to go record that. That's a clip we need to keep. Especially with
It was
me
good.
calling the poor man McCocken. That was an honest mistake.
Don't do it, man.
I did. That's what I was honestly just trying to remember his name.
I'm telling you, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use
Oh,
that at some
God.
point. Like, what do you guys think of Rory Hawkins?
No.
gosh.
Jennifer says, "I'm back. Abandoned my patience for my Craven." There you go. That's
Aw,
dedication.
Jennifer. Mwah, much love. Thank you.
Dedication. Crystal has a question for all of us. Do you think the future of horror is using deepfakes for prequels, etc.? I know Loomis and Kills was a mask and not a deepfake, but opens up possibilities, maybe for Nightmare.
Eventually,
possible.
not yet. So deepfakes, the technology isn't quite there for that.
Mm.
Like a lot of these deepfakes, like even like you see the ones on like like TikTok or whatever. Like some of those videos, it takes months to get that, and you have to have like that's why they're usually like Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise has like thousands of interviews, thousands of movies, so you can take all the pieces and kind of like run it through the computer and have it put together the translations. The problem is it's like somebody like say like Dewey, right? Yeah, there's tons of interviews of David Arquette, but not as Dewey Riley. So your pool
Right.
is very limited to have that. So as the technology gets better and like it becomes more like, because you can tell right now too that it's a deep fake and stuff. But like as the technology evolves, then yes, we'll get to that point. I absolutely believe that we could have movies with basically anybody. It might even be cheaper to do things like that instead of paying an actor to come on just for a small scene. Just pay them for the rights to use their likeness. Like I could see stuff like that even happening. So the future is bright.
Yeah. Jen says, "Do a subathon."
Not a bad idea. That's something we could talk about offline. But there's ways we could possibly where we channel hop between the four of us.
If we got to like 900, I would do it. I just think like we're
Yeah.
still so far away. Like I just don't see us getting 300 subs unless we're doing like a 40-hour live stream. But
Yeah.
I think realistically, like if we get to 100, you get enough people in the stream, people sharing it, all that stuff. I think we could probably get, even if we don't get the 100, we can at least get close.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had streams here where we've gotten like 30 subs in a
Right.
time, So
Yep.
Yeah. True enough.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. That is very, very kind of you. We really, really appreciate it. Seriously.
Yep. Very much.
People are going to remember this moment.
Jake missed it, man. He missed
Oh man, he would have gotten a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, he would have loved it.
Yeah,
Just
he
like he
would have.
loves McCocken in his mouth.
Oh.
Jake,
Oh.
if you're watching this.
Come on, Nate. I mean, give me an O. Come on. Oh. Okay.
Oh, all right.
I'll never forget night. Nancy Ann, this is the first time you guys were with me.
You should clip that. That was good. Go ahead.
I need to go to that one little section And when stuff starts to get really off the rails, and Knight's in his calm voice is like, Nancy Ann, I never in a million years would have dreamt it would have gone. Things would have gone like this, or something like that. And
Yeah.
it was better than that though. It was
Yeah.
just great.
Well, like I just didn't know, man, because we just started to go down the rabbit trail, and we were on
Yes,
that stream forever.
yes, like
Like,
6 hours.
like people just started to just drop like flies. It wasn't that people wanted to leave. They just ran out of gas, so to speak, and it was fun. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We've had
Yep.
we've had a lot of great streams like that, man. You know what? I tell people all the time, and I was talking about this on my morning stream the other day, how, I think a lot of us, the reason why we have such a great bond in this community is we have a lot of similar stories, meaning, you know, like for me, I can talk movies and my fandom and passion for, to a couple of friends, but not everyone. And I damn sure can't do it with a lot of my family, not because they don't respect it, but it's just not their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so it's cool to be able to do that, with people in the chat, obviously with you guys, which we do so much. And it's fun because it's a connection. It's kind of like a glue, it's kind of like the vehicle that allows us to travel
Yes.
this journey. But of course, our friendship growing stronger is what keeps everything cool, and it's really a cool situation. I
Yeah.
say that I've been saying that so much a lot lately because I'm realizing more and more. I mean, I've always realized it, but it just becomes so much more apparent. Like it's hitting me upside the head. Like, dude, people are coming to listen to you talk about stuff that they easily could talk about. It's not like you're anyone special, but the fact that people enjoy it, it's like, wow, it's just crazy. It's a crazy position, man. So,
Well, and I think that and I know that there is an element of people liking you and us as people and creators
Yeah.
both because I can we've all had not just on YouTube but like any platform where you find someone who's maybe really knowledgeable on
hmm
something that you like but their personality it rubs you wrong. They're
right.
just abrasive. They're condescending. There's all these other adjectives you want to use. I don't go back and watch those people. I don't. That's okay. That's
hmm
not what I align with. But
Yeah.
when I find someone that I can connect to, like I did with all you guys' channels before I ever
hmm
had this channel,
Right.
I connected with you guys as people and content creators because you're knowledgeable. But it was you that kept me coming back.
Right.
It wasn't just what you were talking about. I wanted to
Right.
come hear what Fate had to say about it because I like the way he analyzes it and
hmm
breaks it down. I like to
hmm
go hear Knight because he not only knowledgeable but he has a delivery that is so captivating, charismatic, and it draws me. Like it's like a magnet. It just pulls me to want to hear what you have to say. And the same with Jake, you know.
hmm
And I like to think I have a little bit of that, hopefully.
You
So
do.
I think that you know, there is something to say about, and I know that Fate says it in a way because he's being humble when he says like, you know, we're nobodies, and we are in the scope of like content size creators. But the fact is, we all are all of you in the chat, everyone is very special,
Yeah.
very unique, and you all have talents. We all have gifts and abilities, God given things that we
Right.
possess. And it just so happens that we have these gifts and abilities that people enjoy to watch and hear us, and that is
Yeah.
a blessing.
Yeah.
And so, I always make the argument that it is about the person as much as it is about the content. Because
Absolutely.
if one of those is off, you're not going to want to stick around, right?
hmm
So
hmm
Yeah,
That's
people. I mean,
right.
anyway,
people watch the content, or people watch the video for the content. People stay for the creator.
yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
exactly.
that's what it is. Like, we've all grown that name, and
hmm
stuff and things like that. And it is. It's a wonderful position to be in. It's a
It
blessing.
is.
Yeah,
It
it
Yeah.
really
really
is.
is.
I
Uh,
agree.
um, uh, Chris, what's his channel name? Montreal, the
Montreal.
Discover Montreal.
Discover Montreal. Thank you. I don't know why I blanked that. He,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't responded. I need to go respond to him, but he even left a comment on that video and kind of backed that up. That confirmation that because there's a report going around that that everybody, all the cast in Canada, they have to stay
Right.
even after they're done filming because of that. And so I was talking about it, and I was like, it's a report. I don't know for sure if it's real or not, but discovering Montreal, Chris basically backed up and said, yeah, like Mason's that people are seeing Mason walking around the like botanical gardens and all this stuff, and he's like very like active. So he was like, I'm a little concerned. But
Wow.
it makes sense. It makes sense that they would.
It does.
It does make sense.
That they make
That's
him
smart
stay.
to do.
Yeah.
I'll give him credit, Radio Silence credit for thinking of that. That was very, to say, look, we're going to pay all your expenses, and they're going to be staying in it. They're not in a Motel 6, let me tell you that. They're in a nice hotel in Montreal. We're going to pay for all your food and expenses for what, 2 months, 9 weeks? I mean, dude. That's a lot of money, especially as they keep adding the cast. The new people are going to start coming in to be filmed, and they're going to have to stay. So now, granted, we're talking about 12 people, but I don't care if you got a daily rate of $200 or $300 a night times 12 times 90 days or
I'm sure they got package rates. So like like you can call hotels. You get crazy discount. Like you can rent a whole floor.
Like that's probably what they did, right?
Yeah,
like a whole floor.
Yeah, like for like my brother's bachelor party or whatever, and even his wedding and stuff. Like it's what we did. Like just call and just be like, we need a whole floor for however long, and so they probably they probably have those rooms like they're probably getting 3 nights for one type deals,
right?
But I mean, it's still expensive. Yeah,
it's still expensive.
Plus
you got a per diem for food, and I guarantee you they're not getting Happy Meals. They're not going getting a value meal at Taco Bell. These guys, they're dropping $100 every meal, probably just about. So, it's gonna add up.
Right? They're not getting Happy Meals.
We got a Happy Meal run. You want the cheeseburger? You want the nuggets?
I want a quarter pounder with cheese.
Quarter pounder. The Big Mac.
My dad, he used to work in like movies and stuff. No, he was nobody big. He did, but he worked in like he was like a background guy in Scarface. Like he had like his credentials, all that stuff.
Cool.
But he was telling me one time he had to go get food for a set, and they wanted McDonald's or whatever. And he walked into McDonald's and was like, "I need 150 cheeseburgers, 100 fries, like all this stuff." And they wouldn't give it to him. They had to like call corporate and stuff or whatever. Like and all this stuff. Like I've actually heard a couple stories about stuff like that. Like people going to go buy the food and stuff. And like, well, now it's more of a thing. I mean, this was like I said, this was like in the 80s or whatever. But I guess like they were like, like they had to like get confirmation and you had to pay up front because all that stuff. Like now it's like a regular. Now they understand, and like a lot of these studios, they have things worked out and stuff now, but back then I guess they didn't. Like, so he went in and he's like, I need 100 cheeseburgers, this, that, and the other.
That's crazy.
And like they had to like call people to come in and like work the fryers and stuff. It's just great. It was just an interesting story. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Wow.
Hey, what's up, Cody?
What is up?
Cody's in the chat. What's up?
Cody's here.
All right. Let's see. And actually, I think it was another couple questions I had here too. Dominic has said, "How would you feel about a movie about the toxicity of horror movies that tried to be Scream? There'd be a killer with an off-brand ghost face mask killing people, but then gets targeted by the legit ghost face."
Well, that's kind of like Stab, right?
Hey, right?
I was thinking a Scary Movie also. You had the copycats, you had the copycat killers, and then the real killer was Doofy. You know what I mean? Like
Doofy.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Big old poopy. Who's good?
Oh my gosh.
Let me.
Gil swallows.
Dude, that movie.
Oh my
gosh. Thanks so much, Denisha. I appreciate that. Denisha was listens to the podcast when she's working out, and she was listening to our Scream episode where we had my man Craven with us. That was cool.
Man.
Very cool.
Bro, when are we gonna do a Scream 5 breakdown, man? We did 1 through 4 together.
I know, man.
We
Well, you
haven't
know
done
what?
5.
You know what? And he's probably not watching, so I can do this. I'm blaming my brother because he wasn't able to see Scream 5
Oh my
when me and
gosh.
Coriander saw it. He's seen it since. And
Oh, okay, okay.
you know how it is. It's like once you skip over something, then you got so many other things
Yep.
on the list, and you never kind of go back. But I did tell him one of these days we got to do that because it was really fun doing
Yeah, it
all those
was.
episodes together for those deep dive
That's right.
live streams. It was fun. It really was.
Well,
It really
man,
was.
you know, anytime you just let me know, we'll make it happen. Because
Sounds
we
good.
need to give Scream 5 an hour and a half in the night watch zone and just go
Right?
at it. Tear it
Yeah,
up.
man. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Conrad saying, you think they'll use a CGI for John Saxon when they do the new Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, like when they do flashbacks?
Hmm.
I don't
I
know,
don't know.
man.
That's it. If they even have them in it at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would do that. Again, anything is possible with all of these movies, and Nightmare has
Yeah.
definitely had its
Technology,
moments. Huh?
I said technology too. Like
Right,
think about the
yeah.
technology we have today.
You never know. You never know.
I mean, if it was a Loomis, I mean, I don't. I love John Saxon, and he was great. He was in
Yeah.
all the movies he was in. I loved his movies.
Oh yeah.
Him and Tom Atkins.
Yeah.
Oh, those two guys. That's a man. To me, that's a power duo in the '80s horror.
Yeah.
But I don't think personally John Saxon. It was not like a Loomis. Like how Loomis was so pivotal to
Yeah.
Michael Myers' story, which
Yeah.
made sense for the flashback and kills, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But I don't really
Officer
think Saxon is
Hawkins.
one. Yeah, Hawkins.
Did Michael kill again?
Yeah, okay. Oh, it was so. I'm telling you, I know I've said this before, but when you said that, I remember sitting here watching because I watched the day it came out on Peacock in the house here, and I said, "Wait a minute, what is this footage? Is this just Carpenter like some unused vault footage
Yeah.
that he had?" I really swore I thought that's what it was at first. It was so powerful.
That
It was.
that chip thing buying the full chips. One, stores usually have to keep a certain amount of stuff like on the thing. So like even Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast one time bought an entire grocery store
Yep.
and he actually got in trouble for it. And so the next time he tried to do it, he could only buy half of the grocery store because he had to do that. Also, I learned that too, like a long time ago. Now it's a regular thing, but back in the day, the Baja Blast. I love Mountain Dew Baja Blast. They used to have the cans. Now you can buy them like all the time, but it used to be only a promotional thing because it was a Taco Bell exclusive. And so one time I was this back when I was managing nightclubs. This was like 15 years ago now, 12 years ago now, something like that. But anyway, I go into the store. I'm like just grabbing a couple things, and I see the Baja Blast. And I literally walked up to the manager. I was like, I will buy every single case you have, front and back. And
Wow.
like I swear, I did. Like I have friends from my childhood that you can ask. I lived in like a little like back house in California, and like the living room from waist high was just like wall to wall, just all around Baja Blast. Like I was like just letting people go. But they were actually really cool. So they didn't let me buy all of them. They had to keep at least one pallet, so 1,000 cases or whatever. But I literally got everything on the shelves and then like another pallet. I had to make luckily I lived like 4 blocks from the Ralphs. And so I was able to like make trips, but they helped me load it in. They had to like call the manager and like corporate and stuff and ask. And I was like, yeah, I have I'll buy it cash. So they were like, if you pay for cash, we'll let you do it. So I had like Baja Blast for like a year and a half. Like it just like I was like giving it to people like here you go. But yeah,
Wow.
funny story.
So, were you able to pass the kidney stones successfully after the year and a half?
Yeah, I know, right? Dude, I was drinking Baja Blast like morning, noon, and night. Like it was like ridiculous, just because I had so much.
How are you still alive?
I know your kidneys are, man, bless their hearts.
Like I said, I mean, my like because I was like the only kid with like their own place from like the time I was still like that. My house was always the kicking spot. So like everyone would always come over and they loved like all the Baja Blast and stuff like sitting around. I
That's
had
cool,
like
man.
so much. It was like a ridiculous amount. Like in hindsight, like looking back now, I was like, that was really stupid. I probably wouldn't do that again. But it was just like an impulse that like 6 in the
Yeah.
morning. I just got off of work. I was like, I don't have to go to Taco Bell every day. Like I just had like
That's
just
awesome.
an unbelievable amount.
Plus, it could have been a limited time, man. If they just stopped doing it,
Well, it
you gotta
was
stock up.
back then. It was back then. Like they only did it one other time before that. So, and that was like 10 years earlier. They had like a little promotional run because they were like trying to do something. So I was like, they might never do this again. Now it's like they do it every year for like a short time. But like, yeah, back then,
Nice.
like that was that was the second time ever that they had that thing. So I was like, I might as well load
Stock
up. On it.
up.
And
Yeah.
it's cheaper to do that than it is to go to Taco Bell every day. But I used
True
to go
enough.
I used to go to Taco Bell like almost every night because it's the only thing that opened in my area. It was crazy.
You are a machine, man. You truly are.
I'm addicted to Taco Bell. To this day, I eat Taco Bell like probably at
Wow.
least twice a week.
Crystal saying, can we please talk about Miss Felissa Rose joining the cast of Terror? What the?
I got him again.
Round 2, fight.
Twice on one stream.
Man, first you got it with macaque in his mouth, and now you got it.
That's what I was thinking of when he did that.
Not wanting to put his macaque in his mouth.
Oh no!
No.
He wanted to lay Thor's hammer in there.
Oh my gosh!
Lord. What
I
is
mean,
going on?
I did open
Jeez.
wide, but no.
It was that
Ravens
was
to
quick.
macaque.
Anyways.
No.
So, Felissa's joining the cast of Terrifier 2. I geeked out for her.
No
Laugh out loud.
tentacles.
That's
Oh
awesome.
man. Felissa's awesome.
Jeez.
So that's all I gotta say.
She's great.
She's
She's very, very, very good.
Oh my god.
Can I go for 3? I got to find something else here, man.
No man, let me do this. All right. Jennifer says, what movie or franchise would you reboot if you could, horror or otherwise? Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh wow.
Jeepers
like
Creepers.
Wow, that was quick, dude.
Yeah, I want that. I mean, with all the disasters that has happened, I need that franchise to get back on track. I need that franchise to get right in the world again. Jeepers Creepers, as far as horror goes.
Wow.
All right. For horror, I'll go next. For horror, I'll have to say Nightmare on Elm Street, Blumhouse producing, James Wan directing and writing.
Ooh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I like that. Nice. Well, I mean, I guess if we're talking about things that we like too, because I know that you're a Nightmare fan, especially for Wes. I'll go with Friday 13th because I want this thing to come out, man. I'm waiting for it, and I wish they could do it in a way where it's fresh and it'll last for a little while. I'm not saying we got to do another 12 movies, but I'm just saying something that just like with Halloween. And I won't go down this rabbit trail because you guys know I could, but just thinking about the triumph the Halloween 2018 was, right? We're coming off of Resurrection and the Rob Zombie movies, which whatever people think, some people are big fans, some people hate them, but they did have some success, but the fan base was totally out of whack, right? So you come back with 2018 and it really got a lot of people back on board, so I'd love to see that with Nightmare on Elm Street, and I'd love to see that with Friday the 13th, even if it's just a trilogy. I'm not saying we got to go another 40 years with these franchises, but even if they could just come back strong like Halloween did, that would be really cool. So I would say Friday 13th.
Nice. Jake's answer is The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Right?
Yes, it is.
It sure is. That's right.
That's his answer. He really wants a remake for that.
He
Yep.
does. Jen saying, you guys are my good luck. I have stayed connected this whole time. Ooh,
thanks.
all right.
See?
All right.
Oh.
Heather saying, Fate always got the best stories. Wow, I love you.
No,
Heart.
I can't. Story time with fate. That's what
Yeah,
it
right?
is. Story time with fate.
Yeah. Crystal says, I couldn't tell if Craven was doing the Angela thing or the face of Art the Clown. That was good. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Boy.
All right. Well, anyways, guys. So, any news on individual channels that you guys want to share before we start to wind down here?
No, nothing major. Go subscribe to Fate Decided. If you're not subscribed,
As it stands.
still posting videos every day. Yes, as it stands, my sports channel is doing fantastic.
Yeah, man.
It's really doing well. And it's like prime time, so that makes sense too, because like you got NBA free agency and stuff and all of that. So videos are doing really well. But still doing Fate Decided every day. Got a couple things to work out, just busy and stuff. But don't worry, I'll get back to live streaming soon. This month should start clearing up a little more for me, so I can get back to live streaming. So
Nice.
Cool.
Only thing I've got to share on my channel tomorrow night, I'll be live streaming my usual Saturday nights, 9:30 Central. I may have guests or two pop up. You never know. You know how Nike could come in. Anybody could come in. It's just
Right.
fate. Maybe you never know. So
Yeah.
you just got to show up and see, and you may just get me and be stuck with me. You just never know. I mean, sometimes I like to just go solo. Other times I like to bring in some guests. So we'll see what's going on. So
Yeah. It
that is
could be a
all.
treat.
Yeah, I will let you guys know a little tease. I am launching a second channel in July. I've actually got the name, the subtitle name, and I'm working on a logo getting designed for me now, so I can have a nice and an intro video done after that. Once I have all these things accomplished, I'll begin posting content, and I will tell you, and you guys haven't heard this yet because I've changed the name from what I told you guys originally. So the name of the channel is God Snacks, SNAX, and the subtitle is The Bible in Small Bites. God Snacks.
Cool.
So I think that's it. That's it. I'm settling on that. And it's
Nice.
going to be the logo is going to be a chip bag, like a Ruffles bag, and it's going to be God Snacks in the same font. Okay, and in the middle where the chip is now in a Ruffles bag, it's going to be a cartoon character. I'm going to have someone create all this, taking a big bite of the Bible in his hand, and then at the bottom is going to be the slogan, "The Bible in Small Bites." And every video will be under 10 minutes, so it's quick shots.
Yeah.
It's just to get
Very
you going,
cool.
get things started, devotions, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to break it down. So that's a
So
teaser, guys.
it's like the chips are going to be Bibles, like is
Kind
somebody
of.
eating the chips? Because I think that would be cool. Like so you
Yeah.
have like the bag, the title, and then you have some like if all the chips in the bag are like little Bibles and they're just taking little
Right.
bites, or
Yeah.
you could have a Bible that looks like a bag of chips and they're grabbing out of it. Like that could be something.
Ooh, that's good
There you
too.
go.
I love it because I haven't got anyone yet to do the logos. So that's good information. I would love to pick y'all's brains about it because I'm still in the creative stage these last few days this week, and just settled in on that name and subtitle. And that's a good idea, man. Yeah, maybe so instead of taking like the Bible and like eating it, you're saying like take what would be like a chip size, and it's a Bible.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you had the bag, right?
Right.
And then
Okay.
think of like a bag of like Doritos. You have the bag
Yeah.
of Doritos, the bag says the name, and then you have all the Doritos. But what
Right.
if like instead of like it being Doritos, it's just a bunch of like little Bibles, and like as if you were taking a bag of, taking a chip and eating it, and it's a Bible.
Yeah.
Like you can
So-
do something like that.
So with the cartoon character, would he actually?
Yeah,
like,
so you have like
reaching
so I'm the
in?
cartoon character, right? I don't
Yeah.
have a bag of chips in front of me, but like let's say that this is a bag of chips, right?
Okay.
You have the chips in here, and you have the cartoon character, and you have like the bag full, and there's like all these like little Bibles, and then you have somebody like dropping and then their hands out, and then the Bible chip is like going into their mouth, like something like that.
Okay, man. I like that.
That is cool.
That's a really good idea. I like that I think I may like that even better than just the whole, because the whole thing is it's bite size. Yeah, and which the chip is like the bite size chip.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bites.
You can digest it quickly. So you don't have to spend an hour on it. So
Very cool.
good stuff.
cool.
So once I officially launch it, I will be mentioning it and sharing it with you guys, and hopefully you'll all go subscribe. And whatever your view is on the Bible or not, it would be a huge support once it's launched to come check out the content. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. And also, just to remind folks, even though Jake isn't here tonight, please, if you're not already subscribed to Movie Smoothie, please do so. He's got some
Yes.
good stuff, man. Jake. He's top shelf. He's top shelf.
Yep.
Um, for me, yeah, I'm going to be going on at 8:30, so that'll be really fun. And more importantly, on Monday night, Slasher Movie Club. It's going to be our 50th episode, so we're going to have a little bit of a celebration party type of
Yes.
thing. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. So for you guys that have come to those live streams, it'll be really really fun to do, and we might have some surprises and maybe a couple special guests maybe, and so forth, maybe if certain people, and it could be one of these guys maybe if they want to show up, who knows. But anyways, it'll be fun to do. And again, it's a series that's kind of a passion project for me, and 50 episodes is a lot.
Dude, that's a lot. 50 is a lot.
Yes.
My gosh.
And there was a handful of those episodes where it was kind of like we were looking for, hidden gems in the slasher subgenre, and some of them were not hidden gems. But it's okay.
Some
We
of them
still
need
had-
to remain hidden.
Yes. But you know what's so funny? Because me and Coriander, we got a couple things we're gonna do and have some fun with, and obviously reminisce. And looking back, even at some of those episodes on movies that were not good, it was fun episodes as far as the discussions and great laughs. So, anyways,
Yeah.
that'll be on Monday night for Slasher Movie Club, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard
Wow.
Time. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Hey, you know
absolutely.
what? I'll be there.
You will?
I will.
I'll be there.
You'll be there too, Fate?
Yeah, why
Dude.
not?
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a good setup. Okay.
Oh,
Get it up.
let's get it up.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't gotten a good dose of that in a while.
It
We
has
haven't.
been.
Yeah.
Seriously. It feels like a drought.
Right. Right. Very much so. All right. So let's get ready to end this thing. You guys are awesome. All you guys in the live chat, great questions. We appreciate you guys. Some of you guys that were at work. Some of you guys, I know Conrad was on the road at a gas station, and you guys are so cool to still be listening. And
Very much.
seriously, it's just awesome. And a lot of you guys are saying I'll be there too. So absolutely, you guys rock. All right. So
Thank you,
the
Jennifer,
Lethal
by the way.
Collective. Yes, and thank you guys. You guys are so awesome. Seriously, we appreciate all your support. Seriously, but the Lethal Collective will be back on Monday for Q&A Monday. So we'll catch you guys then. The Collective has spoken. Peace
Bye,
out.
guys. See ya.